It's Farron Jackson Podcast.
Hey, buddy. Hope y'all been enjoying the content, man. I've been releasing a whole lot of content as of recently. I will be going on break starting tomorrow for a week. And we'll be getting back to it though. But I hope y'all been thoroughly enjoying it. Y'all get to catch up on the content. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You hit the like button to help me trigger the algorithm and all that good stuff, man. If you want to donate to the channel to see us evolve, man, hit the Cash App. It's right up under me, though. But this conversation is much needed. I'm gonna play a few independent media from YouTube. I want to read the article. That's what I do on a normal basis. I like to read and get up to speed because People magazine or people.com put this article out. It's a lot of people talking about this stuff too. They're talking about the Carnival Cruise line, and they're creating new rules and regulations, and black folks pissed off. They saying they don't like our behavior. They trying to change things. They don't like the way we operate. They trying to shut the club down at 1 o'clock. They don't want us drinking and playing and all the music be hip hop. They want to change the atmosphere of how we like to rock. I never been on a cruise in my life. I see a lot of my friends go on cruises. They suggest me to go on a cruise or whatever, but I'm actually an ambivert. I'm an introvert around people I don't know, and I'm an extrovert when I'm around people that I love to converse with. So I can be both, basically. And when I'm around a whole bunch of people like this ain't really my atmosphere. I like to be able to be in control. And on a cruise, I'm not really in control, even though I fly to places. And when you fly, you ain't in control neither, though. But the need to know, let's get into the need to know of this article. A notice social media users believed to be from Carnival is circulating online, leading many to claim the cruise line had introduced strict new rules for guests. Some cruisers have criticized the restrictions and claimed they target specific groups. Carnival has experienced several violent incidents, including a viral brawl that led to 24 guests being banned in April. I did see that video too with them folk fighting on there. This is this is interesting. I remember going on a cruise used to be like some sort of luxurious thing. They stopping off at the Bahamas, the Caribbeans, and all of that. Now going on a cruise, it don't seem that luxurious to me. Like I like to fly out and then have my own resort. I'm one of them type of guys. I like to be on my own resort. I don't like to be at the hotel with you. You know, I may get some backlash for my thought process behind this because I'm already leaning towards a certain way about the behavior of individuals. So, Carnival Cruise Line has responded to rumors about its rules for guests after multiple documents have been circulating online with claims of strict updates. A notice from the company was shared on social media in early June, outlining the cruise line's commitment to safety and security for its guests and crew members. Some of the rules in the document included a 1 a.m. curfew for minors, most definitely. They might should be in by 12, 1 a.m., unless they are accompanied by a 21-year-old or older from their traveling party. That's necessary. I agree with that. People out intoxicated, you don't know who could snatch up somebody and put them in a room. That's so far I'm cool with that. So restrictions on personal listening devices for music or viewing movies and shows being used without headphones in public areas, and a ban on handheld fans and beverages on all dance floors. I'm cool with that also because I'm one of them type of individuals. I feel like I can't concentrate when niggas got that loud ass Bluetooth player playing. And then it might be four or five of them out there. I can't concentrate. I need to be able to concentrate. Some people may think that I'm being wrong by saying that or whatever though, but I like silence so I can be able to operate. If music is playing, let it be playing from the ship, not from what you got going on. It's the ship music playing, this person beside me music playing. Put your headphones on, man. And what else they say? A ban on handheld fans. Nah. But they could be used as a weapon. Let me stop. A handheld fan and beverages on all dance floors. True, because you can use a beverage as a weapon. We know that from the club. Come on now. You know what? See, I ain't saying it's only black folks that do this, but I remember being in the club. We bought the bottles for a reason. Because you was going to get your block knocked off. You was going to get conked in the forehead with one of the bottles if you was acting unruly towards us. So X users was quick to clap back, claiming that what they believed to be newly imparted rules went too far. However, Matt Lupilo, senior manager of public relations at Carnival Cruise Line, confirms to people the document, while authentic, is not new and is not in response to any recent events. It has been received by all guests in their staterooms since as early of 2023, and the rules included have not changed since, Lupoli said. Many of the policies are laid out in a video message from the company posted to YouTube in February 2023. Let's get to it.
Hi, I'm Christine Duffy, president of Carnival Cruise Line, with an important message for our guests. We've all seen the news coverage and social media posts of people behaving badly. It's happening in stores, restaurants, at sporting events, in schools, on airplanes, in theme parks, and yes, on cruise ships too. As the cruise line that sails more children and families than any other, I want to share with you the steps that we have taken to ensure that our guests have a safe, fun, and great vacation on board. My colleagues and I have been reviewing and updating security procedures, providing additional training to our crew, and enhancing guest communications to support the behaviors we expect on our ships. All of our ships have had more security personnel added, and we've introduced narcotic sniffing dogs at home ports to screen luggage on both a routine and random basis. So our guests shouldn't be surprised if they even see dogs come on board at both our home ports and destination outports to make random searches. Illegal drugs, including marijuana, on cruise ships and in cruise terminals is prohibited. And in case there's any confusion, let me remind guests that while marijuana and cannabis products may be legal in some states, we are required to follow federal law, irrespective of the law in the state where you may be boarding your ship. For guests using medical marijuana, you should consult with your physician about an alternative therapy during your cruise, as marijuana, as I said, is prohibited and will be confiscated. All guests must now acknowledge and commit to our code of conduct during the check-in process. So whether it's smoking, illegal substances, or disruptive behavior, there are consequences in place for those who do not comply, including fines, being confined to your cabin, or being removed from the ship and banned from sailing in the future. We've also implemented a youth curfew, and I've even called in the big guy, and by that I mean our Chief Fun Officer, Shaq O'Neill, to help us get the message out. In addition to the new signage that we've put in the terminals and on the ship, you'll see a series of video messages from Shaq on your stateroom TVs, reminding guests of our policies and our collective responsibility to have fun and be safe. Details on all safety and security policies are included in our ticket contract, which you should review prior to booking. We know how to show our guests a great cruise experience, and our ships are full of fun-loving guests. That's why we're so successful and why guests keep coming back. So please help us make sure your Carnival vacation is safe, fun, and memorable by
Okay, I see nothing wrong with this piece of information. We're going to continue reading. It ain't much left to read. And then I want to play some independent people YouTubes though. But what I took from that is people can't hold on, no, before I say that. Can you smoke cigars and cigarettes on the Carnival Cruise? I never been on one. This ain't something that really was of my interest. But I wanted to experience it, but it's not of my interest though. So was niggas real not niggas. Let me correct myself. Was people actually sneaking mid dro and loud pack on the plane? I mean on the cruise boat. Because that's crazy. You know, I can understand somebody young doing that, being a person that's disrespectful and disrespecting the laws and the rules and the regulations and all of that though. But you can't disobey the law when this is their company and they can create the laws and expect you to behave and act the way that they want you to act. And something that I always do when I travel to other countries and when I travel to other cities or anything, I read the rules, the laws, and the regulations. So if I was to go on a cruise, I would want to know what's legal, what's illegal, what I should do, what I shouldn't do, what can I bring, what can't I bring, what type of clothes to wear, what you got to do that in anything that you do. If you don't, you got to do that just to get on a plane. You know, it's America, man. You don't abide by the rules, then a lot of people don't like abiding by the rules. But if you don't, then it's consequences to it. If you're ready for the consequences, deal with it. So the Carnival spokesperson confirms, however, that another notice that's been floating around on TikTok more recently is completely fake. The fabricated notice reads effective June 2025 across the top. The Carnival spokesperson also denied Cruise's claims the DJs on board were not including hip hop and rap music in their set list and declining songs in those genres when requested. Lupoli denied the allegations to people, stating, unfortunately, certain media outlets have blown this matter out of proportion. He said, we have always had a wide variety of entertainment options, and for the last several years, we have communicated our expectation about guest behavior. I'm going to read the ending of this, though, but I'm going to say something. They can't remove hip hop culture no more because hip hop culture is American culture now. It's everywhere. You can go to Nashville, the country music capital of the world, man. They playing hip hop. Hip hop is everywhere. It is the dominant genre of music in the world today. Not in the United States, in the world today. So the online discussion comes not long after a viral brawl that landed 24 people on Carnival's do not sell list. The incident occurred inside a cruise terminal in Galveston, Texas, on Saturday, April 26, while passengers were disembarking a 7-day Western Caribbean cruise. The incident occurred in the debarkation area under the authority of U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. The matter was turned over to law enforcement, a Carnival spokesperson said at the time. We will not tolerate such behavior, and 24 people have been placed on our do not sell list. In June 2022, a huge fight broke out on a dance floor aboard a Carnival cruise, leading the ship to be escorted back to the port. Damn, you messing up other people's experience, man. By the U.S. Coast Guard. 40 to 60 passengers was involved in an altercation, according to the NYPD. Sick, man. People are messing up other people's experiences. Now we're gonna go to some of these independent YouTubers page, and they said that Carnival is done with you niggas. Let's get to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we have another one. Another fight on the Carnival Cruise Line. I don't know if they're all family, but not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not even 10, but 18 to 19 people I counted got kicked off of the Carnival cruise ship for fighting.
I remember back in the day when you had to make a substantial amount of money in order to get onto a cruise or to bring a family of 5, 6, 7 onto a cruise. And I grew up cruising. My parents used to take us on a cruise every summer, if not every other summer. And that shit wasn't cheap. And now you're seeing all these fights because they've made it so easy for people to travel abroad or get on a cruise with these $99 price tags and $129 price tags, even $3.99 price tags. Come on now. These Carnival cruises, they used to be honestly very, very good.
So y'all hated when people saw that cruise full of black people and they said all kind of racist remarks. But then after the cruise, at the Carnival port in Galveston, people are fighting in the terminal. And a black woman on an excursion refuses to get up because she didn't have the wristband, and her child has to almost beg her to get off the boat.
I got to stop it because I was about to say, when I was reading that article, I didn't want to assume that it was us, that it was all people, that it was black folk. But this culture of disobedience and black culture that is highlighting us in a bad light because all of us ain't like that, and one person can make it look bad when she just said her child almost had to beg her off. It's a level of disobedience, and females be seeming like they don't want to take accountability for their actions and shit. And not just to be, I'm not bashing all females, but just, you know, our companies and America done with niggas' behavior? Are we done with the disobedient black culture? Is black people tired of it? Is this the definition of black fatigue, the viral statement? Because I was trying to defend the majority of us because I know the majority of us ain't like with this behavior though. But I'm starting to lean towards the part that I'm tired of niggas' behavior.
This is why make the comments that they make.
Carnival Cruises is done with you niggas. Now all of a sudden they don't want black people on boats. They used to love black people on boats. They couldn't wait to put us on boats. They had boats full of niggas. What happened to that? That's why they didn't give unlimited liquor on the slave ship.
Carnival Cruise Line does not like black people, and they don't want black people taking their cruises, okay? It started off with the speakers telling people that they can't bring speakers no more. Why would you not want people to be able to bring speakers and listen to their own music? Anyway, now Carnival has banned rap music on their cruises. Now, I've been seeing little posts here and there the last couple of days that Carnival is not playing rap music in the clubs no more. But this morning,
They don't want to hear that shit. Booty hole brown.
Saw a video of somebody in the club. There was nobody on the dance floor, and they were literally playing soca music. And the caption was like how they asked the DJ if the DJ could play some rap music in the club, and the DJ let them know that they're not allowed to play rap music anymore. So they put on soca. Now,
because it bring the worst out of people. Let's say it like that.
Tell me a place that does not allow rap music and rap music only. No other type of music is not allowed to be played but rap music. Y'all, please tell me, what is the demographic of people that they're trying to keep away? And Carnival, y'all got some nerve because y'all are mad dirty, y'all mad cheap, y'all mad ghetto. Every time I see a video of Carnival, the stairways is all rusty. Y'all got a whole documentary out here about how y'all ships be catching on fire and shit mixed with piss all on the walls, all on the floors, and y'all got beef with rap music.
Oh man, what I'm about to say is gonna be like removing myself from the ignorance. That's what I'm trying to convey. Is that I'm removing myself from the ignorance, but that demographic of people I don't identify with. She's talking about the cruise dirty and this and that, but the people had to do it to the cruise line. Should black folks that behave this way boycott the Carnival Cruises or Carnival in general? Hell nah, man. And when I was reading the article, I was saying that I agree with Carnival about the Bluetooth speakers, man. Put your earbuds on, man. People can't, they got K9s, they got police. You don't know what's going on if the ship, something happened to the ship and all of these speakers and music is playing, man. People don't want to act accordingly, and this is treacherous. But what I want to say too, though, is that would y'all act this way if a black person opened up a cruise ship? A line of cruise ships also. Will we act accordingly? What is accordingly at the end of the day though? But will we act like we got some hot damn sense, the majority of us? Let me let them keep cooking, man, because this is eye-opening.
And you wonder why it's attracting a certain element. Not black people, but you know what I'm about to say.
Carnival Cruise Line has fined and banned passengers for life for their involvement in a fight that broke out on the Carnival Paradise out of Tampa, Florida in the buffet area that led to broken dishes and overturned tables and chairs.
It got so bad they started calling Carnival Cruise Line the spirit of the sea.
Viral video on TikTok that has garnered over 2 million views in regards to a very sensitive topic, black people on cruise ships, specifically highlighting, if you guys remember, in late November, the brawl that took place on board Royal Caribbean's largest cruise ship, well, the world's largest cruise ship, Icon of the Seas.
Now black people are fighting on Royal Caribbean cruise lines nonstop. This is just getting out of hand. Now, what has just blown my mind is a recent video I just saw, a bunch of black teens fighting on Icon of the Seas, which is Royal Caribbean's largest cruise ship. Boy, I know these YT people just be shaking their head, just shaking their head, just shaking their head. You guys for years have just fought like crazy on Carnival cruise ships all the time. I mean, it was truly expected for something like that to happen on Carnival cruise ships. However, you have now released your poison over to Royal Caribbean's cruise ships. And all of 2024, we have been seeing fights nonstop on YouTube of black people. And it's just,
You know, salute to Don't Stop Comedy. This is who video I'm looking at this time. When I was reading the article earlier, I wasn't wanting to assume that it was black people fighting. I wasn't wanting to assume that it was young folks fighting though. But you know, I'm sick of niggas, man. We sit up here and talk about reparations. We sit up here talking about building communities and shit and helping each other out and unifying and all of that. And I don't even want to be in niggas' presence who act like this. I ain't even gonna cap. If you don't like what I'm saying, then you know you don't have to support me. But at the end of the day, we gotta act different. We gotta behave different. We gotta move different. And I know it's a lot of people that's gonna be disgruntled with me saying that shit though. But at the end of the day, we in America, man. We know this is our country. Some of us are foundationally born here. Our families and our ancestry is foundational to this land though. But this shit is getting out of control, man. The behavior of niggas, because it's a difference between black people and niggas.
it's getting to be so embarrassing. However, for you guys to be fighting on Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas is just totally just mind blowing. I've come to the realization that if you guys can afford to be on cruise ships, then I don't need to be on those cruise ships. Yes, my black people, if you can afford to be on those cruise ships, then I need to go to the Ritz-Carlton cruise ship and just pay way more money. Y'all have become just an embarrassment. You can't go anywhere without causing chaos and fighting and being toxic and arguing and getting drunk.
No, they being racist. They being racist. It's racism. They should we should be allowed to drink and fight and throw people off the boat.
So is it just me, or is Carnival Cruise sending a clear message that they don't want a certain type of people?
No, but you send a clear message with that Bobby Brown headset on. She got my prerogative, nigga.
It's always a one demographic and group of people that are always the ones that people have to send a clear message to,
which is black people on their boat.
Oh, don't do that. It ain't always. We always. God damn it, man. It's a particular type of black people, man. Don't. God damn it. Don't make it like that. Which why people get to separate themselves. Like, oh no, that's the rednecks. That's these people. That's the mountain people. That's the no, nigga. You know what it is. You heard.
I ain't gonna watch too much more of this brother's video. Salute to the brother. Go subscribe to his channel. Y'all see it down here. Don't Stop Comedy. Carnival Cruise is done with you niggas. Real talk, man. His video came out 5 days ago. It's a difference between niggas and black people. You know, shit. I could go on a cruise and have a great time and be peaceful and relaxing and chilling and enjoying myself, man. But I just don't want to be in the presence. You know, I grew up in the hood. The only thing I wanted to do growing up in the hood was remove myself. I couldn't deal with the shooting every day, having to duck and hide up under the bed because niggas shooting. I'm 10, 12 years old, ducking up under the window. You know what I'm saying? I can't come into the neighborhood because the police stopping everybody. I just couldn't wait to remove myself from that. And then we wonder why we feel as if we are oppressed and certain things happen to us for a reason, though. But our actions have to change. Real talk. I ain't even want to go too deep into this with my thought process, though. But this behavior ain't acceptable. Real talk. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to my show. Carnival ain't under fire with me. I didn't want to get on there. I wasn't interested in going on y'all cruise in the first place. And I'm really gone now, though. But I understand what y'all doing with y'all policies and holding people accountable and locking people up and fining people and having police dogs on there because y'all got a multi-billion-dollar industry that y'all got to protect, and y'all can't let the heathens ruin it. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to my show, man. Peace, love, plenty of abundance. Make sure you go get you some money, and I'm gone. Chill.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.